Hello and welcome to FBL Weekly, and we are swiftly approaching the game week, which this international break has felt so long. Like it's felt for me, it's felt longer than 2 weeks. I've hated every minute. I've hated every minute of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Do you know how much I love FPL and not just FPL but Premier League? I've almost been counting down the days. Oh, it's Tuesday. Oh, it's Wednesday. Oh, it's Thursday. We're a day closer. I can't stand. I honestly hate it. I hate international week, and I'm just really looking forward to it going back.
I would say so. I went away last weekend. Therefore I was glad that FPL wasn't on, mainly because now I could have 100% focused upon it. So last week, up till last week, I didn't miss it, but from Monday onwards, I've missed it.
Yeah, I think when you're in your usual routine or you're working and stuff, and the days are dragging, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
I just days without sport. I mean, I'm so addicted to sport. Just days without sport just kill me.
Yeah.
Like,
I think we've got a decent run between now and the next international break. Lots of games. Champions League starts again.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, we've got Europe coming up soon as well. We've got, I think, our first game on the next Thursday, 21st. Athens at home. So that will be good. Should be good atmosphere. First game in Europe. So should be good. Looking forward to that. I'm not going this weekend. Obviously we did Old Trafford. So I've kind of done it. I like to do away days. Typically do away days. I haven't done. So I'm not too bothered about that. But I'm going to go to pretty much all of the home games. All the European home games are done, and obviously I'm targeting Athens away. But it's all based on whether I can get a ticket or not and stuff. So, but I'm hopeful that I can.
I think you should.
Depends a bit on allocation as well. But it's interesting. On a quick tangent, the Marseille stuff. The reason I didn't go because I'd heard some bad stories, and all the people with tickets or interested in tickets got an email late last night. Some of it's madness. You can't go here. You can't go here. We suggest you don't wear colours. You have to go in this part of the town only. You can't go to the ground in this way. You have to go to the ground in this way. Unbelievable. Some of the rules they've suggested. It's crazy.
I think Athens won't be that great though.
No, I don't know. I've heard Athens isn't as bad, but it could be similar. It could be similar. I may not wear colours and stuff, but I think Marseille's definitely got a reputation. Goodway went there for the Euros and it was like just carnage. So there's a lot of ropey places. But anyway, that's part of the reason why I didn't go. So, but anyway, yeah. So no, you're right. We definitely it's been a drag, but we've got stuff to look forward to. So yeah, good.
FPL, I think I mentioned it in the last pod. I have made one transfer already, and that was Darwin Núñez in for João Pedro to avoid the price, and I've done well because
Darwin went down and Darwin went up.
Yeah. So I've saved 0.2. However, we're recording on Thursday evening, and yeah.
Say no more.
There are reports.
There are
reports of an absence at training. It's the risk that we take.
Yeah.
But I could not have done this move if I would have been waiting now.
Yeah, because it's 0.2 difference really. So.
And
I went early with Matty Cash, so it'd be like Cash getting injured on international duty. So it's mostly unlucky, but 90% I'd say unlucky, and it's just partly the risk you take.
Yeah, and I'd done it after they'd done their first game, Uruguay, so it was one more game to get through. And
also, we don't know yet. It is only rumours. Obviously, Klopp's going to speak tomorrow. It might just be a case of he didn't train yesterday. He does train, let's say today. He may not be ready to start, but he could still come on. We know how capable Darwin is.
I think the biggest issue
if he comes on for half an hour, he could score.
The biggest issue is that it's away from home.
Yeah.
So they'll be travelling tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's the early kickoff.
Yeah, true.
That's true. I feel like they'll probably. I don't think he'll make this game.
Yeah.
However, I have not bought Darwin Núñez in for this game.
One game, exactly. Yeah.
I've brought him in
Yeah.
because Liverpool for the next up until game week 13, and even that fixture,
Even afterwards, they're good. Yeah.
yeah, even between now and game week 18, between now and you and Christmas,
Yeah.
they've got one hard game, which is City away.
Yeah.
He plays in every single other game.
Around City away, the ones before and after are unreal.
Yeah, well, no, after it's more. Well, you've got Everton at home, Forest at home, Luton away, Brentford at home, and then you've got the City away fixture, and Darwin still plays in that fixture, by the way. Like it's not that he doesn't. So I'm content. It's just slightly annoying.
Yeah, but the thing is, as well, we should get team news. So although that doesn't soften the blow, what I'm saying is, if it's confirmed he doesn't start, then you just bench him. And if it's like there's a slight chance he starts, then you're fine. But confirmed he doesn't start, you bench him. Especially if he's out the squad, you just bench him. So at least you get that opportunity. Because what you don't want is him coming on for 10 minutes and him killing you. So yeah, you're definitely a bit unlucky there. Do you know any is that going to be it this week? Do you think? If there's no other news.
No, because there is a ongoing situation at another pretty big club, Man United, where they have got winger issues.
Correct.
And they're big, 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 big. So I've been really thinking about what they could do. And so Højlund is going to start now. He's fit to start. The international break, he's been training during the international break. So he's back. No, I'm not going to say he's fully fit. Having known the injury that he's had, he's not like it's not like an out of the woods thing. His minutes will have to be managed, so he will be 70 minutes and pull off.
He's definitely one I've got my eye on, by the way.
Yeah. However, we know, and I definitely know that Jadon Sancho is training on his own.
Yeah.
And if you think about the other options who could play on right midfield,
there's a slight possible rumour of Bruno, possibly. Yeah. So they might stack the midfield. Let's say Mount's fit. They might go Mount, Casemiro, Eriksen, or I don't know, Amrabat. Is he training? Is he ready? I don't know. But they might go three there and then play Bruno right. But that's not ideal, and I don't think he's going to want to do
that. But it works though.
It's okay. I don't think it's Bruno's best position. But
if you think about it, Amrabat, Casemiro, and
Eriksen or Mount.
Eriksen or Mount.
Yeah.
Then Bruno moves out to the right.
And then you keep Rashford in his best position.
Oh no, Rashford has to stay in that position. He has to stay in that position. The only other option is to play Garnacho on the right wing.
Mm-hmm.
I've only ever seen him play on the left wing.
Yeah.
Never seen him play on the right wing. He never did it in the youth team. He never did it in and he's never done it in the first team. So I think it would be a far stretch too. However, United's fixtures are really good.
Mm-hmm.
Really good.
Do you think it might be worth watching one United game? Like, let's say they stack the midfield, like we say, and they go Bruno on the right wing and Garnacho's coming off the bench. It will then put you off a bit, I think. Would it worth one game of, he is playing?
Yeah, I mean...
Brighton's, I'm not being biased, but Brighton's not an amazing fixture.
No. My only concern really is, say I swap... So I've got Matoma, who is on the chopping board, really, for me.
Bench this week?
So he is benched this week. So this week my lineup is Turner in goal. Botman is starting because Purvis is going to be on the bench, and I just need to wait and see
Team
with
news for Botman. Yeah.
Botman. So it's Botman or Purvis, Saliba, Chilwell, and I currently have got Matoma playing. Matoma, Rashford, Saka, Bruno, Foden. The reason why I've got Matoma playing is the person who I've got on the bench is Wisa away at Newcastle.
Mhm.
My reasoning behind it is United's team is possibly going to contain Harry Maguire. So I feel that Matoma could tear, you know,
Could happen. Yeah.
there is a good chance that I feel that you've got a better chance. And I'd need to check the odds, but I think
United are slight favourites.
what the odds in comparison to Brentford versus Wissa versus Matoma.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
think
know what
that
you mean.
I think they'll be fairly close. So
Yeah.
when you
I think I would slightly favour Matoma, possibly, but that's just my initial
yeah, yeah,
reaction.
no, that's what my initial reaction is, and
So Brighton at Man U are basically 2-1, and Brentford at Newcastle are 5-1. So it's almost twice the price.
yeah, and
Really quickly off the top of my head, so Wissa's 14-1 to score first, and I would imagine Matoma's going to be similar, maybe a touch lower. And obviously he's a midfielder, so that helps.
yeah.
Matoma is 12. Yeah, so Matoma's a bit less, and he's a midfielder. So
Yeah.
you
So
probably have.
that's my reasoning why.
Yeah.
And then obviously Darwin is starting there with Haaland, and obviously Wissel just comes on for Darwin if he's not starting. So it's a fairly settled team.
Yeah.
The other potential fire I've got is my goalkeeper situation,
I was
which is,
literally about to say that. Yeah.
yeah, which is Turner and Johnston.
You'd be really unlucky this week if neither started. That would be really unlucky. It's something that could happen in the future, but it would be incredibly unlucky this week.
If the Forest keeper started,
If Odysseus or whatever his name is starts and Henderson starts,
yeah,
that
I
would be
don't,
extremely
I
unlucky.
can't see Turner losing his place after a clean sheet.
I would agree. It's a funny one because there's rumours that the new goalkeeper has been given assurances, but at the same time, Turner has been decent, and again, he wouldn't have signed if he didn't have insurances. So it's an interesting one. But I agree with you. I don't think Turner's going to lose his place this week. But there was rumours around, and I don't know if I said it to you, but I was reading about it earlier, how they see this new keeper, this Benfica keeper, as their number one. There's one to definitely keep an eye on. I'd be pretty gutted because I really want to stick with Turner, and I really want to go Turner Areola in my wildcard. So it would be a bit irritating if that's the case. And then apparently the same thing for Henderson. The rumours are they're signing him to be number one. So I don't think it's going to affect you this week, but it's not a huge issue because you're probably going to make it to wildcard and get away with it.
Yeah, I will do. And this is the week when I really want Turner to play.
Yeah, same.
The weeks after this
Same as
don't
me with
don't
Flecken.
matter too much.
Yeah, because at least I know, the good thing I have is I know Flecken's nailed, completely and utterly nailed. So, yeah, I only need him this week, and then it's all Brentford until my wildcard anyway. So.
Yeah. So yeah.
And even if it doesn't happen this week, and let's say they start this new fella, Flecken at Newcastle, it's not great. It's not a complete disaster. Goalkeepers are goalkeepers, really, in my opinion. Hence why I want to go turn Areola because they actually flip flop pretty well as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd even look if I know we're going to call him Odysseus. If I know this Odysseus at Forest is going to be the number one, I'd even be half tempted with him and Areola in a wild card because Forest and West Ham flip quite well.
Yeah, I mean Areola comes in. I mean,
Areola's a shoo-in at his price.
Absolute shoo-in. Yeah.
Yeah.
And to be perfectly honest, I think I'll probably find another 4 million keeper.
Yeah. The problem is the 4 million keeper would then be a complete dud because the only other 4 million playing keeper is possibly Turner. No other 4 million playing keeper. Sadly, Fabianski's not 4, otherwise you could just double up there. So if you did that, I don't hate it, but you'd be with Areola for the brutal tough games. And look, Brighton away was a tough game, and they nearly got a huge haul. So I don't hate it, but if Turner keeps his spot, it's Turner Areola. If Turner doesn't, I will probably go to the 4.5 combination with Areola, and I'll just pick someone that flip flops well when Areola's got a tough game.
Yeah. But I'm gonna really try and make it to wild card, really, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair.
And the other person who is a bit of a luxury that I'm considering is Saliba.
Yeah, he's gone out of mine. Yeah, I did Saliba for cash.
Is that who you've done?
Yeah, Saliba's a cash. Yeah, just because the fixtures until wildcard aren't great.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of weeks I looked going forward and thinking Saliba's bench next week, he's bench the week after, he's bench the week after. So don't get me wrong, Everton fixture's absolutely fine, but it just gives me the ick a little bit in the. I know he's got his lucky assist, but he hasn't really got attacking output. Cash has, so he's an okay. He is a luxury sell, but they've got next week. They've got Spurs, and I think they've got another tough game as well before wildcard.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
So Arsenal have got Everton this week.
Yeah, fine.
So I won't be changing it this week. Then the following week they've got Spurs away, which
Spurs should score.
Spurs at home, sorry, which is
Spurs should score.
Yeah, and then the following week they've got Bournemouth away. So
which is okay, but would you be surprised if Bournemouth scored? No.
And then it gets minging.
Yeah.
They've got City at home, Chelsea away.
Yeah, City score, Chelsea score.
Yeah.
It wouldn't amaze me if they didn't keep a clean sheet for the next 4 game weeks at all. It wouldn't surprise me at all. There was 2 clean sheets last week in the whole Premier League. So would it surprise me if Arsenal conceded 0 for all those games? Absolutely not.
No.
And you've got a player that's very unlikely to keep get an attacking return. I feel like he's done his bit in my team. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's done his bit. We were lucky to get him over Gabriel. He got his clean sheet. He's got his assist. Thanks very much. See you later.
Yeah, no, I'm on board with that thought. But yeah, so yeah, it's been fairly quiet. Not really many changes. To be perfectly honest, I've got 1 free transfer left to do, but I'm probably gonna either let it roll, or if I find out that Garnacho is nailed on to start, then I'll do Matoma to Garnacho. But then I don't really like having Rashford, Bruno, and Garnacho.
Yeah, true. Really, that's very true. Yeah.
So
yeah, I wouldn't like that either.
So
that makes sense.
So to be perfectly honest, I'm 95% sure that I'll just roll till next week.
I think that me being honest, I think that's probably the right play. Gain another week's information, and their Brighton fixture's not amazing. And the fixtures after that are really good.
If I need to do a goalkeeper transfer, 2 transfers is
exactly. Let's say this week Henderson and Odysseus both start, then you're like, ooh. Then you don't want to see that out till the wildcard, do you?
No.
Even if one of them starts, then you'll probably take the risk. But if both don't, then it's major risk. So, wildcard, any changes, any thoughts? Haven't thought about it. Not sure. 9-10ish.
Yeah, 9-10 is seems like a place where you're going to come off people like Saliba. You're going to come off
Chelsea and City.
Yeah. So
Chilwell's an interesting one because I do really like him. Their fixtures get terrible, but he is. It just depends. If he's getting minutes, if he's playing in his position, he's a freak going forward.
Do you know what? The eye test is working for him. Mm-hmm. The numbers test is not working.
No. And he's partly tied up in value as well. Now he's gone up 0.3. So I'm like, do I want to jump off that value?
If he goes up,
he's a maybe.
So he's a 5.8. If he goes
to 5.9, then he's a sell.
If he goes to 5.9, then you can sell him for 5.7. Then I think it's a sell.
Yeah, but that sell at 5.6 when he's 5.8, it's like a bit smelly.
Yeah,
I had a bit of a U-turn on Purvis because Purvis, I was like, I'm going to get Purvis out, and then because Brighton's fixtures get bad. But when I looked at my wildcard plan, Brighton's fixtures get good again. So I wanted him in, and there's no point selling him and bringing him back in and losing 0.3. So I felt like I can just hold him and bench him.
He's cheap enough to hold and bench.
Yeah, I agree. And he's the kind of he's the player I want him. I like him. He's a good option. You've seen the damage he can cause. So yeah, I had a bit of a U-turn on him. So just really quickly mine. So I have to talk about Spurs now. I know we covered that a lot last time with the Madison chat, which is quite funny. I have to talk about Spurs, and obviously I've been listening to loads of videos when it's obviously been wrapping up. Everyone's talking about Spurs. Everyone's talking about Son and Madison. Just really quickly on that, we haven't got any Spurs assets, and I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad thing. I just think people have gone a bit overboard. Ange Ball. Like, let's not forget they lost Harry Kane. I mean, are you guaranteeing me that Spurs are better than they were with Harry Kane? My gut feeling is I'm still not sure. They still haven't played great sides, and I still want more information. So, as I always speak about, penalties is massive for me. So, if I know Son is regularly playing up front, and I know he's on penalty, he's an amazing option. But at the same time, you have to look at who he's coming on for. And I look at my team. Bruno, I love. They've got easy fixtures. Rashford, they've got easy fixtures. I've got faith in him. Is Son a huge upgrade on Rashford? The point Andy made was a really interesting point. Rashford for Brighton at home, Burnley away, Crystal Palace at home. Yeah. Or Son for, granted, Sheffield United is really good, but then Arsenal away, Liverpool at home. Are you guaranteeing me that Son is going to outscore Rashford over those 3 games? No.
If I could free hit, I'd have 3 this week.
Absolutely.
I'd have Madison and Doggy and Son in my team.
Yeah, agree. 100% agree.
But
we don't make moves 1 week. We make moves for 3 or 4.
Yeah, and therefore I'll do a little bit of a wager with anyone in the comments. Not that we get any, but if they do, I'll have £100 with anyone.
Big bet.
With anyone who wants to come at me with Son versus Rashford, Bruno, Salah, anyone.
Yeah, over what, 3 game weeks?
Over 4 game weeks, yeah.
4. Okay.
Over the 4 game weeks.
Yeah, and that's the point is.
Do you know what? I'd even throw someone like Diaz in there.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you. So no, I completely understand what you're saying, and like I said, the point we're making is it's so easy to. We talk about knee jerk. We talked about it pre-season. Son scored a hat-trick. He's played up front. He looked a menace. The next game, Sheffield United at home. Those 2 things, people have exploded and gone, oh my God, I have to get Son. Now, when you strip that back a little bit, I'm not saying I talked about him on our short at the start of the season being a good option. So I'm not anti him at all. But when you strip it back and look at the 3 games, and like I said, he will be probably coming in for Rashford if I was to do it. Do I need to make that move? Do I think he's going to outscore Rashford over those 3 weeks? Not really. Do we need to dodge it this week? Yes, we do need to dodge it this week. Going on to that, a lot of people, especially in the expert community, are captaining either Madison or Son. So this is a good week for us. If Haaland went mad, this is a good week for us. Not massively, because most people have captained Haaland. But, I've talked to you before about expected ownership and how a lot of the times when Haaland does well, we lose. If Haaland does well this week, we win. Because some people will captain Son.
But if he doesn't,
it's a nightmare, yeah.
Then
it is, but I have no choice. I don't have a Spurs player, so it's a complete no-brainer for me. Even if I did, I think I would still stick with Haaland because people say, "Oh, West Ham's a tough fixture." Is it though? Is it? If you're Man City?
No. Do you know when they do the fixture difficulty rating?
Yeah.
The only people who are a 3 for City are United away, Liverpool away, Chelsea away.
Yeah.
Everyone else is a 2.
Yeah. Even Arsenal.
Even Arsenal. Man City win all the time against Arsenal.
Yeah, I know. I don't see how West Ham. It's no disrespect to West Ham. They've had a great start to the season, but I can't see any other result than City going there and winning. Look at Haaland last year. He tore them apart. This was the game he kind of burst onto the scene. So, it would scare me too much to go without Haaland here. And look, if you bring in Son and captain him, good luck to you. I get it. I think even if I had one of them, I wouldn't captain them. Just going against Haaland just scares me too much. And it's not like if it was a Liverpool away or an Arsenal away, maybe, yeah. West Ham away is not a tough enough game for me to even consider going against him. But like I said, ideally this week, if we can get a Haaland couple of goals and we can get not a blank because Spurs are going to score, but if we can somehow get a blank out of Madison and Son, that's going to be massive. It's going to be a massive week.
Yeah.
Because like I said, we have our reasons for going without Spurs, but we're in the minority in the expert community by going without Spurs.
I think that my team is better.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why I haven't gone for them. I agree with you. I am keeping faith in players like Rashford's a perfect example. I still have faith in someone like Rashford. I am not jumping and knee-jerking over to Son just yet. And look, when I wildcard, I will probably have either Son or Madison. I may have both, I doubt it, but I will probably have one. I will probably have a doggy. Probably. But I still want time with Spurs. People forget that they were crap at the end of last year. So I know they've got a different manager, but are they the real deal? Maybe, maybe not. I just want more time. Yeah. I want more time with them. That's all it is. So yeah, just really quickly plan. So yeah, same as you, game week 9 or 10 wild cards. Just stinks of it really. With the fixture swings. Some people are talking about 8, but I don't think I need to do it in 8. But other than that, because I haven't really got fires to put out, I've got Turner and Flecken. I only need Turner this week because Flecken has then got Everton at home, Forest away. So I only really need Turner this week. If he doesn't play this week, I've got Flecken at Newcastle. No biggie, Flecken's nailed. And then I'm happy with my defence. I've got Cash, who I've just brought in for reasons which he's just so attacking. Chilwell's the same, super duper attacking. Don't want to bench him. And they've got Bournemouth away, Villa at home, Fulham away, Burnley away till 9. Brilliant, great fixtures, great option. Kanji, I'm happy with him. In terms of he's a 90% when he's fit. The only game he's missed is with the virus. West Ham away, Forest at home, Wolves away, no problem. He's just a hold. Stupinan, yes, tricky fixtures, but I explained earlier why I want to hold him. And he's got Bournemouth at home next week. So that's fine. Gusto's a really interesting one. Now, this obviously just depends a lot on James. If we believe what we're hearing, James is not going to be ready this week, but he's probably going to be ready the week after.
Mm-hmm.
If I know James isn't ready this week, then I'll probably be playing Gusto at Bournemouth because he could do some damage. It's just who would I have to take off? I would probably have to take off Mbumo, which I don't want to do because even though Newcastle away is a tough fixture, he's got the highest non-penalty XGI of any midfielder. Non-penalty XGI. Throw in penalties and 6.5 million. Yeah. So even at Newcastle, he could do some damage. So it's scary to leave him out. Foden is fine. His ceiling's really high.
You're thinking of getting in Trippier?
I've looked at him, but I probably won't. I don't think he's 2 million better than Botman.
No, I don't.
So if Botman's... The thing is, it's actually quite a nice tangent to talk about Luton. I know it's Luton. The predicted points of a Luton fullback are more than a Botman until the wild card because of the double. So would I rather go for Luton with their double over Botman until wild card? Probably.
Listeners, he messaged me today saying he's going to have 3 Luton players in.
I'm planning on 3 Luton. I will be very, very surprised if I don't have 2 Luton by the double.
I said that he's 70% going to have 1. And I said
50% going to have 2.
Yeah, and then I said that he's going to have 50% to have 2.
Yeah. I think you said 90-30, but anyway, same idea.
Yeah, 90 and then 30. I think you're 90% going to have 1, definitely. I think you will make room for 1. I think the 30% is like, it's a 30% chance that you'll have 2. I think it is a less than 1% chance you'll have 3.
I'll quickly come. I will definitely come back to that. I need to revisit that in a second, but just quickly finish off my team. Pedro really is the one fire. My midfield is Bruno, Rashford, Saka, and Mbumo, Foden. That's fine. It's fine. And this is the reason why I haven't really gone Son or Maddison, because it's fine. I don't need to change that midfield. Who do I take out for Son or Maddison? So, yeah, I'm happy with it. Jackson, we've talked about this before, but I have faith in. And yes, he's not very good. Yes, he's learning the Premier League, but he's still creating. And we've talked about that a bit before. We don't need to go into it again. But Bournemouth away, Villa at home, Fulham away, Burnley away. Can he get goals? Of course he can. Of course he can. Do I need to jump off with that fixture on? Absolutely not. I'm not letting one game against Forest put me off. Gusto, again, I've talked about the natural move if James comes back is Gusto to a Luton defender. It's just a natural move. I can either go to Bell or I can go to Giles, I think it's called, or Botman. Look, it could be Botman. That would be the one. But it's one of those cheaper options. And the good thing is they're all about the same price point, so we don't have to decide that yet. The thing with Pedro is, as a Brighton fan, he's not as risky as people think he is. Ferguson's got a knock, Welbeck's got a knock, and Cisso's injured for a long time. There's not many other players that are going to play instead of him at the moment. So
I don't think that is. I think at his price point, I don't think it's a big raging fire.
No, exactly. He's cheap enough, and I can't. My issue is I can't get to anyone that. So I've got 1 million in the bank, right? And my only fire I want to put out is Pedro. I can get up to 6.4.
Mm-hmm.
Name me a striker 6.4 or less that jumps off the page.
Well, it's Wisser, isn't it? He's the
yeah. But what's he now? 6.3-ish. I'll have a quick look. And
6.2.
Yeah. So I could do that. But by the time I do, let's say, Gusto up to a 4.5 possibly, then I don't even have enough money for that. Mm-hmm. Hence why the Morris thing. And the other reason, going back to the Luton makes sense is I'm dead ending my team.
Morris.
Nailed on penalties against, have you seen their double? Burnley at home, Everton away. Can Carlton Morris, who's guaranteed minutes and on penalties, score at least one goal in that game? Yes.
Carlton Morris. Carlton Morris.
Yeah, I did just say that. Look, I understand your point, all right? I understand your point.
Right. I have a thing in my team that I really, really, really can't pick bad footballers.
No, I know. I completely understand why you're saying it. It's Luton. What are you doing? What are you thinking about? Luton are terrible. I agree. I mean, I had to go the bottom of the league, so I get it. The thing is, firstly, I'm wildcarding in. Let's say I'm wildcarding in 9. Okay. Next game week, they've got Wolves at home. Good fixture. Then they've got a double. And their predicted points in the double for Morris is about 7 to 8 points. Right? Yeah. That's Haaland. That's Haaland worthy.
I mean, and this is where it's like predicted points, isn't it? It's like predicted goal scorers, like predicted points based on who.
If Morris gets 1 assist in 2 games, I get 7 or 8 points.
Yeah, but
not bad.
No, it's not bad, but
I can bench him a game week 8 against Spurs.
I can see, given that you're going to dead end your team, that's the point that makes it work, because you'd never want to do it if you couldn't dead end your team.
Because then you're carrying forward loads of shit players, yeah.
Yeah, but you're equally forcing yourself to wildcard when you might not actually have to.
I can understand that point as well, and I heard that someone make that point on Twitter, is that if I do go down this route, then I have to wildcard. But I'm pretty confident I will anyway. Is over the next 4 game weeks, Carlton Morris is a better option, in my opinion, than Pedro. Pedro's got United away, Bournemouth at home, granted, Villa away, Liverpool at home, And yes, I think he'll play, but he's not guaranteed minutes. Carlton Morris is guaranteed minutes, and he's got Wolves at home and then a double. Do I expect Carlton Morris to outscore Pedro? Yes. Do I think that's an upgrade for the same price? Yes.
Just to play devil's advocate, Brentford in their next 6. I know you've got. I know you have thingy anyway.
Boomo, yeah.
I know you have Mbumo anyway, but they have Newcastle away, which isn't great. Then they have Everton at home and Forest away.
Which is really good, yeah. But then United away is not great. It's hit and miss, isn't it? Burnley at home is good. Chelsea away is not good. But then we're into wildcard territory. I have a big decision to make. If I wildcard in 9 or 10, I have a massive decision to make on Mbumo.
I don't think that you pick Mbumo in a wildcard.
I don't think I do, but I love him.
I know you love him, but
that's my problem.
I know you love him, but the
fixtures are bad. Chelsea away, West Ham at home, Liverpool away, Arsenal at home. Luton at home's great, but then Brighton away. So the fixtures are bad.
That's when you can get him back, though.
Yeah, I could, but then I'm a bit tied up with value in him.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I probably don't wildcard him and I bring him back when the fixtures get better. But that's the decision I need to make. But yeah, so at the moment, plans are I've done Cash to Saliba. My team this week I love. So unless anyone comes out tomorrow and talks about injuries, do you know what? Even if they do, I'm still toying over Gusto or Mbumo. So if I get an injury, I'll just bring Gusto in, who's currently on my bench. Look, and that's based on if James is not fit.
Mm-hmm.
If James is fit and I have another injury, then I might have to do another transfer. But I'm pretty confident I'm not going to do another transfer this week. That'll give me 2 to go into next week. I'm never, ever going to burn one.
No.
The plan was to just do one move next week because Pedro's got Bournemouth at home. So it's like, if I think he's going to get a game, he's a bit of a differential because everyone's jumped off him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really need to do much. Maybe I just do Gusto to a Luton defender that week. Gusto by then is probably not going to be a first choice. James should be back. Luton have got Wolves at home and then a double. So I might do that next week. And then generally the week after, I would probably do Morris to Pedro. And then I've got one more. I might have to put a fire out. If I don't, I may do the goalkeeper, the Luton goalkeeper. If I've got nothing else to do.
Listeners as well.
If it means I'm burning a transfer.
Listeners, this is all coming from the guy who told us there was going to be minimal double game weeks this year.
There's one double, mate.
And you've not fucking shut up about it.
Because it's important, and I'm dead in my team, and I'm.
So it's important.
Doubles it's important.
You said it's important, but then you played your bench boost on a week when it wasn't.
Yeah, but you know why? Because you're not going to have players that are doubling on your bench. Possible. People say play bench boost on the double game. It's a bit of a myth because everyone that's doubling is in your 11.
It's not.
Everyone that's doubling is in your 11.
No, but yes, they are. But then you're going to probably put someone on your bench who's got a good fixture.
But I had players with a good fixture on my bench anyway.
I know.
And it paid off.
I know it paid off because you got lucky as hell.
And that's great. We've got to take the luck when we get it.
Oh. By the way, listeners, Johnson's Kingy it's the return of the king. He is.
I hope so. This could be my year.
No. It's just luck. It's luck. I've known him.
It's so funny. When you do well, it's skill. When you do bad, it's bad luck.
Yeah. When I've known Johnson for 15 more?
Yeah, that's about right. Maybe a bit more.
I think it's more.
Yeah.
Maybe 17 years.
Yeah.
He's been lucky for 16 and a half of them.
You beat me 1 year out of 16.
No.
One year. You have.
16 and a half years. He got slightly unlucky at the end of last year. Slightly.
16 years of FPL. How many times have you beaten me?
When it matters.
Once.
When it
out
matters.
of 16.
When it matters.
There's a reason they call me Kingy, mate.
Right, as well.
Yes.
You know, I was with some people today, and You know when like we're talking about FPL and we talk about things like he casually asked me, have you sorted your team out for this week? And I answered with, yeah, I brought Darwin in to beat the price rise.
Yeah.
And he looked at me like I had 7 heads.
What are you on about?
I know. And I
What
was
does
like,
that even mean?
and then he said, what do you mean price rise? And I said, well, they go up every single day, like at the end of every day, based on the percentage of people that have brought them in and the percentage of people that took them out. That's how the price changes. Yeah, but how do you know that? And I'm like, yeah, well, this website, and then you
Yeah.
do this. And
Yeah.
he was like, mate, this is like next level. And I was like,
Yeah. People don't understand the levels to FPL.
and I
Yeah.
just was like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And look, we take it seriously. And some people would say we take it too seriously.
Yeah.
But do you know what I say to them?
Don't listen.
GTF Invitational, baby.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. We've got a league for a
We're,
bag on the line. So
we're coming for you.
I think a lot of the reason genuinely we do this as well is education. I'm not saying we're amazing, but I'm sure there's a few, I know one in particular, that listens, that's learning all the time. And it's not because we're incredible at what we do, but what I'm saying is we know the rules, we know the strategy. And yes, there's a lot of luck involved, but even he was a bit like, what's the price rise? What does that mean? If I don't do 1, 2 transfers, does it roll over? No, it doesn't. So it's partly, one, we have fun mainly, but two, it can be educational for people that are listening that want to get into it more and think, I didn't know that, I didn't know that, I didn't know that. Like you taking Pedro out saved you 0.2 million. That could be massive.
Well, yeah,
You do that
well,
5 times, that's 1 million. 1
I
million's
wouldn't have
massive.
been able to do it, the move, if I wouldn't have
Exactly.
done it already.
Yeah.
So,
And then people wait to the last minute and they go, oh, I'm 0.1 short. You didn't have to be 0.1 short if you'd have done it earlier. So, yeah, I think that's about it. Like I say, genuinely, it's partly that I don't have any files to put out, and it's partly that I'm wildcarding, so I'm deadening my team, has got me very interested in Luton players. And it's partly, yes, the Spurs bandwagon, but over 3 game weeks with 2 tough fixtures, I still am a wait and see. And there's no one really else that I'm really desperate to bring in. I'm happy with my midfield. My midfield's no issue. I have faith in Jackson. I have no reason to take him out. Pedro is on the chopping block. Do I need to take him out before Bournemouth at home when we've got 3 injuries in attack? Not really. Gusto's on the chopping block. Do I need to take him out yet? Assume James could be out for another 4 weeks. Gusto's isn't a great option then. So it's a bit of a wait and see my team. I want to hold a Stupid because I really like him. I don't really need to make any goalkeeper transfers. So because I haven't got anything else to do, why wouldn't I maximise my team into some double game week players? Yes, it's
yeah.
Luton, but I just think I could possibly get. Let's say I bring in 3, and you don't bring in any. Okay, let's just say that. And there's another. We're guessing, but let's say Luton do really well over those 2 game weeks. I'm going to gain an edge, and they might not. But what do I lose? I'm guaranteed 4 points from all of them.
Mm.
All of that's 12 points, guaranteed from 3 players.
Well, if
We will see.
listeners, if you think that that's an expert view bringing in 3 Luton players, then I'll let you decide. But
I will come back to you at the end of game week 7 when Carlton Morris has got 3 goals in 2 games and Chesney is going to be sulky. And I'm going to be so smug. And if you think me ranting on for 4.5 minutes to start the pod is a long time, well, you wait and see what's going to happen in this one, baby. It's going to be 15 minutes. Chesney's going to get 0 airtime. He's going to sit there crying into his tea.
I am, yeah. Next game week is going to be, I feel like it's going to be an average game week this week. Personally, I feel like there's a big dodge coming up with
Spurs. We need to dodge Spurs.
the Spurs. If we dodge Spurs, we could
That's
be sat.
huge.
Ultimately, I want to just bring one last really quick thing. We were all talking about Chelsea.
Yes, so true.
This
So
time
true.
before, we were speaking all about Chelsea,
So
and
true.
then they lost 1-0 at home to Forest.
The better managers don't get sucked in. People got sucked into Sterling, sucked in, and he got 1 point last week. I'm not saying he's a terrible option, everyone was like, we've got to get Sterling, we'll get Sterling. No one's mentioning now.
Hmm.
Let's say Son starts playing on the wing and he's not on penalties. He's had one good game in a
Mhm.
year.
Mm.
In a year, he's had one good game, and the world's gone mad. So I think he's an option. But am I going to get hooked on one good game when he's got 3 fixtures, one's great and 2 are bad? Wait and see. If I know he's up front regularly and I know he's on penalties and he's starting to turn the corner, I'll bring him in. But I need more time. I don't like knee jerking. The more I learn about this game, the more I hate knee jerking.
Yeah.
And I think Sterling was a knee jerk, and Andy admitted that, by the way. He's looking at. Do you see what he's doing? He brought in Sterling last week. He's looking at Son for Sterling this week. Bad, isn't it?
That's just knee jerk.
Just stinks of knee jerk. And that's what I'm not prepared to do, and that's why I'm not flash selling Rashford. So, yeah, good. I think that's a nice. But yeah, I think the key for our week really is a bit of Fernandes and Rashford action.
Mm-hmm.
Both got Foden, haven't we? A bit of Foden would be nice. Haaland captain is a good week for him to explode, and a dodge Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
If Spurs is 1-1 and Kulusevski scores, wow, sign me up. Is it going to happen? Probably not. But as long as they don't go ballistic, it's not like 2 Maddison assists, 2 Son goals.
Do you know what? I'd be content with 1 return from Maddison.
Yeah, same. Yeah, same.
Yeah.
So, because Sheffield United look really poor. So, we'll see. Let's hope not. Hopefully, they just low block and can hold them out.
Right.
Good.
Thank you so much. We will reconvene. I may be abroad when we next do another pod, which will be nice. Might be a different setting to this one, but yeah, we'll see. Catch you in a bit, guys.
Good luck this week. Thanks for listening, everyone. And we'll catch you soon.
Bye.